Dark Dom Dom. I know we're a little bit early. We got like 6 more minutes before the live stream for the live stream. It's only gonna be a 30-minute live stream today because you can only cover so much Spongebob underpants slam because it's not like the world's most in-depth game. Your only goal is to really sorry guys. Trying to make sure my laptop doesn't die during this recording. But anyway, the point that I'm so delicately trying to make okay. Oh, I still have enough. Okay. Anyway, the point is, there's not much that we can cover in an hour that we can't cover in like 30 minutes. So I will apologize. Ahead of time because I kept trying to get my Builder's Gate to download, and unfortunately, my son played his game on my computer and thought it was done downloading. It was late at night. Wasn't thinking. Deleted it. So sorry about that, guys. And it's okay. He's 4. He was upset about it this morning because I was like, oh, crud. With an autistic 4-year-old, you gotta be really gentle. And not like gentle to the point where you're their friend, just gentle to the point where he understands, like, oh, okay, I just won't do it again. I'll talk to you first, Dad. My 4-year-old is a very intelligent young man, so I just thought we'd take this few minutes to talk about that before we start live streaming Spongebob, because the topic is just going to be Underpants Slam. Like I said, it's only going to be 30 minutes, so bear with me, guys. So let me get this set up right now to stream, because we'll probably go overtime because I'm going to get caught up in the game like I was with Boulder's Gate yesterday, and just, Hello, Twitch fans! This is Dark Dom Dom, and how are you doing today? Today we are doing SpongeBob SquarePants Underpants Slam. Now, Underpants Slam was a Xbox Live arcade game. We're only doing a 30-minute stream today due to, there we go. We're only going to be playing for 30 minutes today because there's really not much to say about Underpants Slam because it's just a rinse and repeat game. And you'll see what I mean momentarily. We're going over... This is the beginning to my 3-day review. And I thought maybe SpongeBob would be the best place to start. And one of my favorite Xbox 360 games was Underpants Slam. It's very tedious. You break stuff to find underwear. You have to collect 99 pairs of underwear. I'm going to do a level where I haven't done yet because, again... And I've been deleting I've been deleting files, deleting save games so I can keep playing, replaying. But we're gonna go with my favorite character, Patrick. Now again, I don't don't have nobody that's willing to play this with me right now, but maybe this would be a good idea to play with my fiance. But basically, all you do: break objects, find underpants, increase your timer. Now, if you wanna go throughout the stage, but if you want to go out through the stage, you're gonna want to get medallions to get like maybe a medal. You have to get the Atlantean medals, and I've already done that in this save game. I was playing this with my kids, so that's why I'm doing levels that we haven't finished. I mean, that levels that we finished. The levels we haven't finished, I'm just not touching those. I'm waiting for my kids to be here for that. But all you do, collect underpants. And I think everybody's special attack, that's the only thing different about this game, is everybody's special attack is different. I mean, otherwise, you're just doing the same thing over and over. Trying to find all the underwear and the medallions and... This was a great game to play with your friends, especially if you were bored. The 4-player aspect. Dang jellyfish. Oh, I hate when you get confused like that. Jeez. $93. Oh, there's the silver medallion. And there we go. I wonder how many silver medals are in the level. See what I'm saying, though? So really not much to cover in this Spongebob game, but I thought keep it simple, keep it childhood. You know what? I'm just gonna walk around the level, see how many. Maybe it's in the how to play, maybe? Open options, how to play. Okay, basic attacks, combo attacks, super moves, Blocking, collecting underpants. Alright, here we go. All 5 with 5 bronze. The level with all 5. Okay, so I have to do... Okay. Let's try to find these silver medals then. Let's do the crusty carb. Okay, I understand that. I'm trying to keep time on the timer so that way we can spend the level looking for the 5 silver medals. Because I only got 1, dude. Question is, where would it be? Well, that was just... You have your own show, but you're not the star of the show. There it is. See if I can find another one. Hopefully I kept enough time on my timer so we can explore. There we go. Okay, that's 2. I better... So, maybe I should talk about when I first got into Spongebob games. I know probably a lot of people's gonna think it's lame, but when the original the Game Boy Color one, when I got my Game Boy Color for Christmas, my first SpongeBob game was Legend of the Lost Spatula. And I thought it was a really great game. Yeah, a lot of trial and error, a lot of BS deaths and everything. It wasn't the world's greatest introduction to SpongeBob SquarePants games. And then I think when I went to a yard sale, you gotta understand, I was obsessed with the Sega Saturn for a while, so I was playing a lot of Sega Saturn games. But I guess if I remember correctly, one summer My grandmother took me to a yard sale, and I found it on PlayStation. No, it was the Goodwill, because I found Curse of the Flying Dutchman on the PlayStation too. But anyway, when it came to SpongeBob Super Sponge, I first originally had that on the PlayStation, and I loved it. Yes, there was some animation issues and whatnot, and controls felt slippery. But back then, did we really care about that? Did we really care if a game sucked donkey balls or not? I mean, it's what we had at the time, dude. And it's just fond memories I have with my family. And you know, I was a big SpongeBob SquarePants fan. And my favorite game, and you know, when everybody was obsessed with Battle for Bikini Bottom for like the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox, oh, I had it on the computer. I thought I had the best version. Everybody laughed at me because it wasn't like the version they were used to playing. Those mini games were fun. They were the best. Y'all can disagree with me all you want, but that was my favorite part of that game. That was the best part of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Yes, like I said, computer game. And maybe it wasn't the wisest to start with the computer version, but I thought it was the best thing ever. And now playing Rehydrated, I mean, I like it, but it's not like what I'm used to. And it's the same thing with Creature from the Krusty Krab. Actually, it was Nighty Nightmare or something like that, and it was playing through the dreams, and it was basically the same premise as SpongeBob Nighty Nightmare was basically the same thing as Creature from the Krusty Krab. Creature from the Krusty Krab, I played on my Game Boy Advance. Since I got the silver, we're going for the gold. We're doing the same level again, just because so I can get the silver, so I can get the gold. But my favorite SpongeBob movie is the third movie, Sponge on the Run, because I love the cameos from Keanu Reeves, Danny Trejo. And if I get their name wrong, don't correct me, please. Keanu Reeves, Snoop Dogg, Danny Trejo, those were the coolest guys that I grew up with. And you know, I think they're great actors. My favorite actor, like I said, is Danny Trejo, hands down. And I love Snoop Dogg. I love his music. If I ever had a chance to meet these guys, I would love it. Same thing with Keanu Reeves. I was a big fan of The Matrix for a while, but SpongeBob, he played a great character, Sage, and it helped them out on their adventure. Now, favorite SpongeBob game, that's kind of hard because, I enjoyed all of them. Even this one. This one was fun. I'm trying to find this gold medal. Maybe I get it before the level's over. But yeah, I didn't play a lot of the SpongeBob computer games. I mean, I played the one for Lights, Camera, Pants. I Operation Krabby Patty. I played those, but I was more for the console versions for some of them. Now, if we're talking like Battle for Bikini Bottom, that would be fun to someday revisit with everybody. That would be fun to revisit someday with everybody, because that was the best version of the game that anyone could ask for, especially for Christmas. And I should do like my top favorite computer games. No, but I think my favorite SpongeBob episode would have to be the one where Sandy makes those special Krabby Patties and everybody turns into those Krabby Patty monsters. Oh, classic. That and the one with the night shift. And SpongeBob was going on and on about working at night. I'm scrubbing the floors at night. Night, 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 night. And then the hash slinging slasher. Oh man, that always made me smile. If I was having a bad day as a kid, I didn't find the gold medal. I wonder where it could have been. Huh. Weird. But okay. We'll just go on to the next levels and get the silver ones then. Since this just wanted to be a meanie. Ah, crud. Well, I like SpongeBob too. SpongeBob and Patrick are my favorite best friend duo anyway. So anybody, if I could find a way, I could do the Nicktoons games. Just gotta get an old PlayStation 2 because that's how I played all the Nicktoons games. Victory screech! SpongeBob was my jam back in the day, and the movie game was pretty good. Now, my cousin had the Game Boy Advance version of a lot of the SpongeBob games. And I sat down one day, I got my own copies of the games, and I don't know what everybody's complaint about the Game Boy Advance was, because it was like basically kind of like the Super Nintendo if you thought about it. And it was just fun to play. I mean, my favorite. Now, if we're talking about Game Boy Advance versions of SpongeBob, I'm gonna have to say my favorite version was my favorite one was Atlantis SquarePantis, just because I had the console version. I had it on the Wii, and if you want to 100% that and complete it, go right ahead. But just know, to get the best times, you're gonna have to just play for hours and hours and hours. And having the right character. See, what I liked about Atlantis SquarePantis on the Game Boy Advance, I liked it better on the Game Boy Advance than the Wii. But I like playing the Wii. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, like I said, there's not much to say about this SpongeBob. I'm talking about other SpongeBob related topics. There's really not much to say. I mean, not at all, dude. Give me that medallion. But yeah, Atlantis SquarePantis, if you ever play it on the DS, because I got to see my cousin play that, and it was more enjoyable on the DS than it was the. She preferred the DS version than the Game Boy Advance version, which, I mean, hey. But then our taste was different when it came to the movie game, because she liked the movie game on the on she liked the movie game on the Game Boy Advance, where it had all those branching paths and everything, and it's just like, okay, it wasn't just here's the same set of levels. The map was set up like the Mario map, which, I mean, wasn't a bad touch. If you look at it, it was kind of like, look at Mario 3 type of thing. You know what I mean? Not knocking on the game. Not knocking on the game. That game wasn't bad for the Game Boy Advance, but I preferred the console version to the movie game, just because, yes, it was a horrible version of David Hasselhoff, but God, was it a great game. Alright, SpongeBob, let's find these dang. That was underwear. Where are all these medals, dude? I am running all over this level. Aha! I need one more. Before I collect one more underwear. Well, not one more underwear. I gotta collect 8 more underwear. There we go. But yeah, drop some comments down below, guys. If you don't watch it on my Twitch today, watch it on my YouTube, and leave your comments of your favorite SpongeBob games and versions. I look forward to seeing what everybody thinks. Like everybody says the console versions were more superior. Well, look at the console versions to Atlantis Square Pantis, and they suck. And there we go. So, as tedious as this game is, it's not bad. It's not great either. But back then, did we really care? It's like I said about the computer game. Okay? The computer game, everybody was like, that's the worst version of Battle for Bikini Bottom. You're not fighting robots. On some things, you kind of do. Think about it. The bowling with Patrick, after you find all the items and take his quiz. I mean, think about it. Some of these mini games that are on here did involve destroying robots. Did you have bosses? No. But instead of having bosses, you got to play as characters that weren't normally playable characters in the console game. So take that, PlayStation, Xbox, and GameCube. And I mean, like I said, it just depends on the version. So, Underpants Slam, very tedious, it's probably better with 4 players, but didn't have 4 players with me. So I'd like to say, keep calm, game on, gaming is life. And I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream of SpongeBob Underpants Slam. Now, stay tuned on my YouTube, guys, because I will be posting Cosmic Shake after I do some footage of it. So that one will probably go more in depth because there's more to talk about. This game wasn't really much to talk about, unfortunately. So keep calm, game on, gaming is life, and I hope you guys have a great day. I really do. Alright. And YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this rant of a madman. Keep calm, game on, gaming is life, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.